reset. So basically, I'm just going to slam this red deck wins face first against a while and see if we can get the what do we need? Get the 6 more wins than losses in that amount of period. It's going to be hard. Unfortunately, my internet was, I'm going to assume because of the code, too bad to log on last night. Well, technically early this morning, so missed, you know, the majority of the time to try. But whatever. This hand's miserable. Hey Dumbo, what's up? Got a lot of powerful cards here, but they're all super slow. Overpowered versus another red deck. We basically have to start drawing some shocks and stuff or the game's over. So we're pretty much starting off a loss here. I guess I could have mulliganed. I have to kill that even though I really want to use the light up the flame. Oh, they have a second. That's a dagger. Come on, third land. One time. Not a third land, and the game is 110% over now. It's a pretty easy keep, though. We have 3 turns to draw that land. And we still don't have it, so we done here. That's an encouraging start. Just didn't get to play Magic. I knew I probably should have mulliganed. If we were on to play, I 100% would have mulliganed. On the draw, I think it's a lot closer because you don't know that you're playing versus red, but there's so much red in the ladder that you can just basically assume it every match. It's going to be more than 50% of our matches. Oh, look at it. Again, sand's fairly on the weak side for the mirror, but it's definitely strong enough to keep. We can't really trigger this. Unfortunately, this hand would be too strong to beat any of the Esper and or Jeskai and or Fog decks as well, so just start throwing burn at them. But yep, so we're starting off with 2 losses. This probably gets absorbed. If this gets absorbed and this gets Cow's Raft, we just scoop and move on. There's no reason to try to play an extended game. We'll take 1 draw step to see if we hit a frenzy, but I don't know. I guess we can waste the time, but obviously we're not going to win this game. But again, knew that when we saw our opening hand. Fortunately, you can't just mulligan those hands without knowing what your opponent's playing. That's enough to concede. And we started off with 2 losses, and we're already back to Diamond 2. It didn't give us the safety match that time. That's disappointing. Normally you can lose once before you drop rank. That time there was no loss, or no forgiveness. I guess it's because we've lost so many in a row. I've literally lost like 6 games in a row. Alright, this is a reasonable hand versus a mirror. It's much less good versus blue decks. It's reasonable versus green decks as well, but we have to go ahead and kill that. Have an answer to 2 Wild Growth Walkers, but we can't beat a 3rd. Just don't know if I want to kill that. I guess I will. I don't really want to. That's a card. I'll go ahead and throw this at their face because there's a chance I'm playing the Frenzy next turn. Playing the Frenzy next turn. If they have a second Steel Leaf, we won't win. We can beat that. It doesn't have trample. Pretty easy block. We need to start preventing the life now because they could be casting a Galta this turn. Don't think we can beat a Galta. Again, we can beat these. Right, they're done. We got to go crazy. You're going to have to keep sending me those lists, Local Dope. I'm very, very interested. Alright. 7 wins away. Hey JJ, what's up? Just going super wide or getting to a point where we can block those creatures. Like, the Frenzy lets you do ridiculous things, as you saw. Like, I was going to be able to play all 4 of our other creatures there, which means I was playing like 11 cards that turn. And at some point they can't attack anymore, and like when we get the second, Goblin Chain Whirler down, they can't even attack really anymore, because they double first strike something. Can't stop coughing right now. Alright, light up the stages. You're going to have to do this better than this. Thank you. You gave us something reasonable this time. It's looking like our opponent might be that Black-White Angels list. Just a little interesting. I keep coughing, so I keep muting myself. I apologize. This is a little bit interesting. So, they're obviously looking like they're about to Kaya's Raphis. So it might be reasonable to save the Lava Runner for the following turn. I think I'm going to do that. Excuse me. We're going to have a leftover mana next turn anyway. A Settle to Wreckage would kind of suck right now, but well, we're going to attack with these because if they have Settle, we get to resolve this, and then if they play Teferi and bounce this, we can finish off the Teferi. Obviously, this sucks if they have Settle into Mortify. This would suck a lot, but I don't really care about them sweeping the board. Okay. Sure. I mean, that sucks because we have 3 lands still. We've drawn 8 lands, you know, in 18 cards, which isn't too bad, but it's like something you never, ever, ever want with this deck. And the ninth land is really bad. The fact that we're drawing more lands in a control deck. Yeah, this game's over. So 1-3 to start today. Well, alright, if they don't have a negate. Land, please. Oh, I really want the land. I probably should have attacked Teferi there, but if they tuck, we can always try to Wizard's Lightning it. Which I assume they're going to tuck. Tuck and or have another Mortify, rather. I guess they have a Mortify. Okay, well. Maybe they just have an Absorb and think they'll be fine. Which obviously they could be. Oh, they have to contempt their own. Wow! And they let us keep our experimental frenzy when they had nothing. That's wild. They could have definitely won this game if they just tucked. Alright, we'll take the gifted win though. We wasn't supposed to win that game. I don't think Teferi's that bad. Like, I don't even hate it. I don't like playing versus Nexus of Fate on Arena because you can't F6 to turns. You have to click OK to everything that reveals. But other than that, I like. I don't mind it at all. Like on Magic Online or paper, you can just be like, yeah, do whatever. All right, well, we played this guy a minute ago. Should start keeping track of what they're playing, but honestly, it doesn't really affect your mulligan decisions too much with red deck. Now, this is a powerful hand. We don't have a Frenzy, though. I really want the fourth Frenzy in this deck. Feels like we need the fourth Frenzy to win every game. Foreign Lieutenant. That's a strong one versus this type of deck. Yeah, wow. Okay. I think there's a good chance of that. I mean, we can't know for certain, but certainly feels like there's a real chance of it. Alright, well, I guess I'm just going to shock this and attack for one. They get a token out of it, but if we draw the land, the token's irrelevant. We gotta draw lands, though. We'll not win this game without lands. That's 3 draw steps in a row without hitting a land when all we really needed was 1. And that's game. That's 2 losses we've given that player. No, we beat the player the first time. Wasn't beating them that time no matter what. We have 1 land again, but I'm always willing to risk a 1 land hand when we have a lot up to stage. I don't know, this hand's just too bad, isn't it? Got everything we need if we draw a land. They mulligan, so I guess I'll mulligan. This hand's considerably worse than what we had, but we can actually cast these spells, so I guess we keep. Considerably worse than what we had. That card kind of sucks for us. We go ahead and block here because we have nothing going on. They have a history, but now, yeah, I don't think we'll be able to win, assuming they have the land. Because we have to draw lands and relevant spells at this point. That just doesn't feel likely. Hey, Fallion. What's up? Sure. I'll give you one now if you want. Why is that popping up over there? It's weird. It's popping up at the wrong place today. In theory, this code should work. I'll be sending it to your private message on Twitter. FALIANBR. Let me know if you got it, and let me know if it works. Anyway, this is a pretty easy block. We still don't have the land. We get to attack for 1 if we sequence it like this, so attacking for 1 doesn't really get us anywhere. Yep, like I said, if they have a history, I don't think we can win this game. Especially without drawing our lands. I may at some point. We're definitely going to do all arena this week though because of the sponsored feature creator from Wizards. Benelish Marshall 2, that's brutal. I wonder if I should just double block. My creatures don't really get better, do they? You can still play it, but they took the challenge away, so you can't play the big event. Maybe I shouldn't have blocked last turn, because now they can attack for 10. Good attack now. So they have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nah, I'm just going to leave double blockers back. Oh, there's no leagues either? I didn't actually realize there are no leagues. Alright, so we're basically trying to draw a frenzy before they draw multiple things. Nobody's wanting to draw a frenzy. Is this supposed to be one of our easier matches? Sure. Doesn't really change anything. They still can't really attack. Now that one's a little annoying. Well, they've drawn multiple things so far. Definitely have to take this too. Alright, stop drawing a threat every turn, please. And that land will kill us. They drew Conclave into threat. We drew Shock, which is pretty irrelevant here, into land. Still don't have the greatest attacks, but we can't win from here. Just kind of unfortunate. Don't think there's anything we can draw that wins from here. I mean, a frenzy that goes wild could still win from here. That's not going to do it. Basically Dobbs now. They had 4 turns to draw something reasonable. Gates can't beat anything blue in best of 1. I guess I just have to take that. How weird that they didn't attack with the flyer, too. I guess they want to pump it up with a Loxodon or something. The only thing that really makes sense. But yeah, like I said, they just drew, I think it was 4 out of 5 smashers, and we drew 3 shocks and 2 lands. Oh well. Probably back to D2. Nope, it's giving us a 1 game grace period this time. It's kind of weird that it does it sometimes and not others. 7 games away still. Did the code work for you? Okay, cool, it did. I see your message now, I'm sorry. I'm glad that it did. Alright, let's delete that one off of our list then. Hey, Akart. What's up? This hand's not great. Like, it looks good, but we're on to draw. If we were on to play, it'd be okay, but there's a chance that the Wizard's Lightning can't even be cast. Starting, I think tomorrow maybe, we can play best of 3 ladder, but we're going to have to see how that works out. If they have a 1-drop and we don't draw a shock or a firebrand, we've probably already lost. It's really hard to come back in these games. I don't actually. It really depends on how they do it. It might not be an improvement at all. It might just be actively wrong to play best of 3. If they don't make a separate ladder for both best of 3 and best of 1, then it's just wrong to play best of 3. Well, wrong in terms of competition, obviously, but I guess we'll play this. It makes them kill it. Unfortunately, they can kill it with a Chain Whirler, extremely easy, but we need this to be able to fire this off, so we don't want to just lay this out and let it get killed. Like I said, at the beginning, we were probably dead. Nothing's changed. I think we've won like 2 out of 6 games or something. 2 out of 7 games maybe. We're getting crushed today. Getting absolutely crushed. Yeah, you told me that. I'll send you another one later. It should have worked, but I don't know. They still have 2 cards in their hand. They're ahead on board. It's pretty easy to think they're going to kill this turn and attack us for... Alright, they said good game. I don't think we can win anyway. They have 7 damage right here. They have 8 damage of a spell. Hey, thank you, Blade Ogre, for the resub. Appreciate it. So they literally have 8 damage in play. Any spell at all kills us. Yeah, that's a spell. Back to D2. Can't win today. Need to find some very anti-red strategy to play. Just be willing to lose anything else. I don't think I have the cards though. But, well, we get the mulligan again. This deck does not mulligan well. Example of this deck not mulliganing well. This hand does nothing. So K versus red decks, but it does nothing versus anything else. Like if we get to a frenzy, we can beat a red deck. But versus anything else, we just lose. Alright, I want to use the light up the stage this turn. I don't want to just play Runaway Steamkin, which is a super powerful card, into open mana. Well, that's unfortunate. Oh god, that's unfortunate. That was the worst, basically the worst light up the stage ever. Feels like they were sandbagging a Chain Whirler too. Yeah. Not loved. So we're at 8 life here with them having 2 cards in their hand. They're at 18 life. They're basically dead. We did not NRF. We are falling out of D3 currently, or D2 currently. Just losing every round. We're currently at 4 life. And they have a card in their hand while they're still at 18. Not going to get us there. We've already lost our frenzy too. We basically have no chance. We mulliganed this game and just nothing happened. I think we've won like 2 out of, I don't know, I'm going to say 9 games today or something. Oh, I have to take my 4. Can't give them 3 cards, I don't think. 5th land. Trying more lands than them as well, even though we mulliganed. Cool, another land. They have 2 spells in their hand. They didn't play either of them, so that means they're like risk factor and or like double Wizard's Lightning type things. They're like 5 mana worth of spells that kill our face. Don't exactly know what they are, but that's what they are. We know we're dead, we just don't know what 5 mana of spells they happen to be. It's 4 losses in a row, mostly to red mirrors, because I still can't figure out how to beat them. That sounds reasonable. Gonna draw a land on our first 3 draw steps, but other than that, it plays. And we're dead. Thought about playing this card because I think it's really good in the red mirror, but it's really bad versus so many other decks. Really want to cast this slide up the stage, but I don't want to take 2 damage from that. I guess I'm just going to pass. Notice they only drew 2 lands. We drew more lands than them again. That's generally an indication that the game's over. Well, this one has to be killed. This one needs to be killed. If they block, we get to finish it off with a lightning strike, which will save us a good chunk of damage, but obviously we've spent all of our resources now. We have literally nothing to their 5 cards. And GG. Like I said, whoever draws less lands and whoever draws a frenzy typically wins. As long as they have their lands to play their initial spells and they don't get behind. Our opponent never got behind and they drew frenzy first. We can still win the game if we get very lucky or they get very unlucky, which so far it seems like they have. Kind of interesting on whether it's better to put them at 5 or just play our own frenzy. I feel like it's better just to play our own frenzy. That was a good draw. Hopefully this isn't a land. My doorbell's ringing, I apologize. We somehow stove this game, because there's no chance that they can deal 19 damage this turn, and we can sack our frenzy and lightning strike them. Looks like I'm going to have to go see who's at the door. I don't hear anybody answering it. So, we'll finish this game up and then I'll go get to the door. I mean, we can just attack too. That's less clicks. Alright, I'll be right back. Sorry about that. I'm back. Yeah, this is physical therapist. Literally sitting in the living room on the couch, not 2 feet from the door, but wouldn't answer it. We played this guy twice already. He's playing a red-green deck designed to beat us. We're on to play with a runaway Steamkin. We're going to have to hit a frenzy to beat his style of deck. I'm playing Frenzy and Light Up the Stage. I have 3 Frenzies and 4 Light Up the Stages, but the more and more I play this game, or this deck, the more and more I realize that Frenzy is the better card. Just drawing multiple Frenzies is really bad. I don't know whether I'm lagging or whether he's lagging. Based on my internet the past couple of days, I'm going to assume it's me. I'm going to mute or close the monitor for a minute and Alt F4 the game and load back in. Hopefully we didn't lose another game to my internet. Should be back now. I really hope we didn't lose another game to my internet. It'll be the 4th game I've lost to my internet since last night. I'm not dropping any frames on OBS. Alright, it's not us, it's them. I just heard I can hear the physical therapist from here, and I just heard him ask if my papaw had any falls. My papaw told him no, yet he fell 2 days ago, and because of my back problems and my hernia, I couldn't pick him up. We had to call somebody to come pick him up, and he can't remember that he fell. It's a little wild. He's like straight lying to his therapist. How do you get help like that? It's comical though. Hey, thank you, Rieluoo. I'm not even going to try to pronounce your name, but thank you for the follow. Highly appreciate it. Well, that was 19 months, Blade Ogre. That's a ridiculous number of months. But again, thank you so much. I guess we're 2-1 versus this guy since he seems to be gone. This opponent. Yeah. Well, we'll take the 3-win. Still 1 loss down on the day overall. I feel like we should just be playing his deck, but he's also not getting Mythic. Like his ranking's not going up, so it's not doing that well for him. Kenji. Hey George, good morning. This is Newmont. There's very little chance they're playing red, but I'm pretty sure Newmont's already Mythic, so. I did not see their announcement. This is kind of interesting. I want to play this card, but I don't want to just run this card into a counterspell. So I think I'm just going to pass. Like if they're not doing anything, seems like just beating down is better. Alright, well it looks like they didn't have counterspells and I made a big error. JK. I'm so tilted. I'm gonna lose this game because I played bad. Well, hopefully they don't have another. And they've invited so many people that are not particularly great or well known. I'm jealous. I want an invite. I'm jealous. I want an invite. Yeah, it looks like they're playing a rug control deck with the Wilderness Reclamation just for value. They had Sinister Sabotage, so the play I made with the holding the Experimental Frenzy might not have been that bad in the end. But I think it's going to be hard for us to win from here. They just have too many cards. Unfortunately, they don't have life gain, so this isn't a situation where I can concede. We have to just slowly play it out and be bored by how slow it's going to take. I assume we're getting close to dead, if not already dead. They can hit us for 18 right now. If it's the same amount of land somehow. I don't want to be rude to Hooligan, but he shouldn't be invited. I like Hooligan. I like his content, but he's got so many hot takes and hot opinions like that, and I don't think they should have. They should not invite anybody who's not beyond publicly optimistic. The one thing I'm confused about though is I don't see Saffron Olive's name on here. I thought Saffron would have got an invite. Maybe I'm just overlooking it. I think he has very good content. But again, you're not going to get invited to things like that when you're an outspoken critic. Whether your criticism's just or not. Do they have enough mana to kill me? I've not done the math. They have 24 mana floating, so I guess we're just dead if they have it, but we have to sit here and hope. Okay, we're dead. I mean, lots of people. I do, for example. I say negative things all the time. The fact that he can complain about it proves why he shouldn't be invited. You should be happy for the people who are invited. Like, I'm not complaining that I'm not invited. We keep. They're good company, but they make a lot of decisions that a lot of us don't agree with. I guess I'm going to go ahead and kill this one. That way they can't Wizard's Lightning or whatever if they need to. Also, don't want to just play this and then let them use a removal on, get 3 damage in. We have the type of hand that I feel like the first person that plays 2 Light Up the Stages or 1 Frenzy will win this game. We get into these games beyond often, which just makes me wonder if I should be playing a 4th Frenzy. Don't know what I would cut for it, though. Like, I don't think I want to cut a burn spell. We've drawn 3 more lands than them. What is one of the key things that I keep stressing over and over in these matches is who draws the least lands as long as they have lands to play their spells. So you can almost irrelevate all of these cards that we have in play. We're going to get probably a maximum 2 points of damage out of these. Yet they still have this much damage in their hand. Because we know they're not lands. So basically we're trying to draw a Frenzy or we're losing. Let's take the damage here and just Wizard's Lightning that. We now have 6 lands that are 2. And we're now in really bad shape considering they still have 3 cards. And they're ahead on board with 3 cards. Now they're way ahead on board with 3 cards. And ahead on life. It's unfortunate. can't do a whole lot when they draw 4 more spells than you do, though. Obviously, block here if he gives us a chance, but he shouldn't give us a chance. The only way he should ever consider giving us a chance is if he has another Chain Whirler in his hand. Or if they have another Chain Whirler in their hand. And back to D2 we go. I don't know, we could still win this game by drawing a Frenzy practically exactly this turn. There's no card in our deck other than Frenzy that'll win this game for us, and if we draw it any other turn but this turn, it'll be too late. Like a light up the stage wouldn't have won the game there. A light up the stage might have let us deal with the board, but we would have still been behind 3 cards. Somebody give me a deck that never loses to red. Well, let's just play that. I don't know if there is a deck that never loses to red now. What can we do to try to beat red? What the hell is that lit up like that? Just look at angels in general. What else do we want? Well, some number of these, right? No, we did not beat that Kenji, but I don't think it's the same Kenji. It might be the same Kenji, I'm not sure. But I don't think it is. Maybe we could play some Vivians. I don't know if I'm going to bother Vivians. Maybe some Incubation Druids? Maybe just a big 6/6. Have to be forgetting something. My brain's just not working right now. Eh. Alright. Put the lands in while I think about it. Forget how you have to do it to get the lands. Wait, I'm just clicking that good enough? I'm confused. Literally clicked reset and it didn't even do anything. Well, I don't know how to get to the basic lands. Guess I'm just going to click this. We'll figure it out from there. Yeah, get out of the deck. So we have 4, 8. It's not a very good Llanowar Elf deck, is it? Whatever. I'll play one more of each of those. Was that 15, 23? That's probably enough. I guess you guys. Take the name. Oh, I hit reset. I figured that took the name out myself. I wasn't paying attention. Death Scavengers, we have no way to actually... We have no way to actually kill their creatures unless they attack them in. Let's try this one game before I get upset and just stop. I can't build Borosweenies, but I also don't really want to play Borosweenies into a field of, you know, more than 50% of our matches being red deck wins. Yeah, well, we keep this. I don't love black-green, actually. Versus red deck wins in game 1. Well, we lose. We're playing the anti red deck, and we're not playing versus a red deck, so... Well, never mind. They kept a one-land hand and didn't get a second land. We'll take it, and we'll run it again. We'll play this deck until we lose. Then I'll probably go back to red deck wins. Why does my title say that we're playing Gruul Aggro? I'm positive I wrote. Pretty positive that I changed that. Alright, we'll go first. I want to see a basic mountain. That's not a basic mountain. Alright, well, we lose again. What happened to all the red decks? Probably get essence countered, maybe? And I'm making this a 4-3. It's looking like they have a trick. They have a trickster in their hand. You can tell by how the phases are going. If we draw land to land and one of them's a plains, maybe we have a chance, especially if they just go for the Tempest. Yeah, but it's not about whether people are good or... Why do people always say things like they invited bad players? Them inviting bad players doesn't matter. It's not about whether people are good or bad at Magic. It matters whether they're positive influences that help promote the game. Like, take Hooglin, for example. Hoogland helped promotes the game. He plays a lot of it, but he's not a particularly positive influence. So why do you want to invite him to a place like that? It's got to be just be positive influences that help promote the game. But who cares that they're giving thousands of players dollars? It's not the professional tour, it's the promotional tour. Everything's about promotion. It doesn't matter. I don't care if they're giving... I don't care if they give $1,000 to Raynad. Or $10,000 to Raynad. If Raynad makes... Yeah, and again, he's a negative influence. Why would you invite him? It makes no sense to invite him. Just having eyes on you isn't enough. Hey, Naughty, I like Hoogland. I'm not trying to say anything negative about Hoogland, but when you're constantly belittling decisions that WotC makes, whether the decisions are remotely justified or not even relevant to what we're talking about. But when you're constantly doing that, why do they want to invite you? Doesn't matter. That does not matter at all. That has nothing to do with it. They could have invited no Magic streamers. Like they didn't have to. The only person that I'm surprised that's not been invited was Saffron Olive, and I wonder if he didn't get invited because he chose not to be, or because they just didn't offer it to him. I'm curious about that. Yeah, but everybody else, and we don't know that Saffron Olive wasn't invited. Like the one guy was invited to the MPL and turned it down. Like Saffron Olive may have been invited, but if Saffron Olive wasn't invited, I do believe that's a mistake. Again, I don't know that he wasn't invited. He could have been invited and just chose not to. No idea. But if he wasn't invited, I would say I believe that is a mistake. And I'm not necessarily sure that I even think not inviting Hoogland's not a mistake, but I understand why you wouldn't invite Hoogland. I don't want to just slam one of this into like a removal spell. I'd rather keep developing my mana. Because it's pretty clear that they're playing the black-white life gain list, I think. Alright, we need to draw a land now. Alright, so we have to play this because we really want to land. I'm leaving this on top. And then I'm putting it in the graveyard. I wanted to land, but I also need something that can block this. But yeah, but that doesn't matter. He's a positive influence. Everybody knows his name. Like I said, they don't even have to invite streamers. They did not have to invite streamers at all. Just anybody. Trying to get lucky here. Probably going to scoop if we don't get this land. Alright, let's just go on to the next game. Hoogland has teammates? Who are Hoogland's teammates? Oh, the people... I don't think those are teammates. I think they're just sponsored. I doubt they have any contact with each other. This sounds reasonable, but we are on the draw. This hand's significantly worse if they're playing Bantfog. I like how we switched to the anti-red deck and we got paired versus 4 non-red decks in a row. probably can't beat that style of deck. Find Finality's too strong versus us. I mean, maybe they do. Maybe they have more contact than I know. Who knows? I'm just surprised by it. Yeah, so they keep Finality. We'll give them something they actually need to kill. Which, I mean, it's obviously going to be pretty easy for them to kill it. Oh, if that's their best play, that's kind of good for us. Now we have 2 decent flyers. They can only kill one of them. Yep. That's fine. Alright, so we can kill that, or we can develop our board. So we know that they have a fine Finality. Kind of want to play the Vivian and tick it up and look for a land, but that's probably just wrong. I think I'm just going to slam this. Have to kill the Vivian, though. Sure. That's insane. They didn't attack. And that was an insane draw. Why'd they not attack? Oh, they couldn't attack. My bad. It was the next one. So far we're doing pretty good versus the non-red decks. Watch us just get smashed by red when we play it. I don't know. Like I said, I don't want to be negative at all. I understand why they wouldn't invite some people. I understand why people would disagree with me. I don't mind that they invited lesser skilled players or whatever, or arguably lesser skilled players. I don't even know that you can say emphatically that they are lesser skilled. I don't know people's skill levels, but like none of that bothers me at all. This is a hand that I don't think would beat a red deck. I certainly don't think it'll beat anything non-red. We literally got paired. I went and built a deck just to beat red decks, which was over 50% of our matches, and 5 matches in a row we didn't get paired versus a red deck. Which is quite comical. That's a pure control blue-black deck, which has to be our worst match. That and Bant Nexus. I don't think we ever beat Bant Nexus. Based on the mana I have, I guess I'm going to get rid of the Lyra. Get prepared to get Ritual suited, baby. Nice. It's not that bad for us. Kind of want to draw one card no matter what out of this, so I'm going to tick it up and get us something. They probably have to waste, they need to waste a turn to kill it, I would say. There's a good chance that I'll kill their Search for Azcanta. if it survives a turn, clearly. They have to have a sweeper the way they're playing. We'll try to find a better card than that. There's just no way they don't have a sweeper here. Yeah. Well, I can't play any of these this turn, but this is still the better card. Hopefully they don't have the third contempt. Nope, they have an Eldest Reborn. That's better than the third contempt. Land does nothing for us. And we're dead. Because we have a Lyra in our graveyard already. I'll go ahead and slam this. If they don't have an answer, we could draw a binding for the Lyra. They could just get the Vivian too, and not give us that option. I assume they're taking Lyra though. Alright, we'll concede to the third Eldest Reborn. I don't think this deck looks like it would beat red decks. This is probably the last game with this deck, regardless of whether we win or lose. This hand would be bad versus red. It's going to be even worse versus something like that. When I see that land, I just immediately assume they're Banthog. We need to draw one of our 8 answers to an enchantment then. We don't have very long to do it. Definitely going back to the red deck. Guess they don't have a land drop? I'm not sure what was going on there. Guess we can just play this one. Forces them to have a fog the rest of the game, or have like a land and a cleansing nova. They said good game, but I don't know if that means they're getting ready to sweep our board or whether they're saying they can't win. I'm not exactly sure. They're saying they can't win. Alright, one more game with this deck. We've won over 50% with it. Our little meme deck. This is a keep. Another hand that I don't think would actually beat a red deck. Because, like, it's kind of awkward to have To be wanting to do this on one and then having this as well? I guess I'm just going to cast a 4-3. I'm tempted to Incubation Druid that. Also tempted just to cast another 4-3. I think I'm just going to cast another 4-3. They don't have land into Chupacabra this turn. I think we're set up to do decent things. Need them to miss here. They did not miss. Alright, well, I guess we're just going to get crushed. I value my land worlds none. Like, actual none. I can't play our spells, can't attack because of this thing. Think we can go ahead and scoop this game? This game's over. I don't even know if I would have done that. I would have probably just made a 3-5. What the heck is Twitch TV Gaming? They followed me. Alright, we don't even have the back door out of drawing white now. Alright. Back to the red deck we go. I think we broke about even with it in the end. Is this a spam account or a real account? That's what I'm checking. Hand's not great. Might be a real account. I can't tell. If they play a basic mountain, I might rage. They did not play a basic mountain. I have 6 emails. Offer $40 on my foil Hydra Crisis. Probably gonna accept that. I don't want to play Arena next month. I planned on playing a lot of MTGO. I don't think I'll have time for both. Goodbye, Steamcoon. You'll be missed. Ooh, we can play that. Get us in a cheeky 3 before they Kai's Raffus. Oh, that's not good. But I played that land, didn't I? Anyway, we drew more than 50% of our draws lands, so. Just no way we win in those scenarios. Luckily, I don't think that land will ever matter, so might as well play it. It's going to get kicked away. Fortunately, they'll probably absorb it and or just Kai's Wrath on the following turn. Maybe even Contempt, but Contempt's not that bad. They only gain 1 life from it. We're back to 11. If they have a Wrath, we're going to be dead with the exception of the games that we draw Frenzy and it goes unanswered. We have 1 turn to draw Frenzy. You guys hear me say that a lot, or y'all hear me say that a lot, because it feels like we basically have to have a Frenzy every game. I'm gonna cut a damn light up the stage for a Frenzy. It's a weird card to be in the main deck. Guess they're a little more tuned versus the red decks as well. Please no absorb. Alright, don't care that you counterspelled it, I just didn't want it to be an absorb. I didn't want you to counterspell it either, but that's a different problem. Fault Erasure just for the scry, and they left it on top. That means it's either a way to gain life or a Teferi. Looks like it was a way to gain life. Was it an absorb or revitalize? Could just be a creature removal spell too. Like a Moment of Craving or something. It's fine. Back to 6. Doesn't feel like they have a counterspell, so it feels like if we ever do draw a Frenzy, it's going to resolve at this point. They don't have a creature removal spell either unless they top deck it. Alright, if they brick 1 time, we've got to win. They didn't brick. Oh, no, they did brick. They just didn't concede. Dance like there's no tomorrow. Alright. 5 away. Let's just win all 5 of them in a row. We're running out of time now. Unfortunately, we lost a 12-hour stretch due to the internet, so we might miss it. I don't think we would have missed it if we had our time. This hand's a pretty easy keep. Definitely playing this versus any deck that's showing us a forest. We can beat 1 Wildgrowth Walker pretty easily here. So we have to see. We won't beat a Lyra. If they get the Lyra, that'll be a problem. So we have to end the game before turn 5 or have the burn in our hand. I have a reasonable hand to do such with. Alright, they keep hovering the runaway Steamkin. I assume that means they're killing it. Are they shocked? What does shock mean? Shock means this thing's going to block something. Do I care if that thing blocks something? Not really. They choose to kill the... It doesn't have Death Touch or anything. So if they choose to kill that, we've just got to win this turn. Yes, that's fine. 4 away. Actually feeling some kind of intense pressure right now. Like it's getting to me a little bit. We win, I think, about 55% of our games with this red deck, so 4 away could be like 45 games, maybe. This is a lot of games, potentially. We can play about that many in the time we have left. This is an interesting hand. I'm actually going to keep it. I hope we don't see a mountain on the other side of the table. We saw a mountain. Don't really care that we see a mountain now. I'm always thinking something we'll have to kill. Even though I really don't want to. Guess I'm going to kill it with this. Also could have arguably shocked it and just cast a Firebrand and attacked them for 1, but that gets beat by Goblin Chain Whirler pretty easily. And I don't want to just get wrecked by a Chain Whirler. My old man fixing something. But we have nothing that needs fixed. So I wonder what he's breaking. With the exception of them having a frenzy, I feel like we have an advantage right now. They have a frenzy, I still feel kind of far behind. That's the card we need to draw. That'd be the perfect draw for us, especially if it ran us into a land. Again, we got wrecked. We had this exact frenzy earlier today. I said it was, or earlier in the session, I said it was the worst frenzy possible. It continues to be the worst frenzy possible. But based on the life totals, we're just going to play our strongest card. We can't not play a frenzy in this spot. They have 4 spells in their hand though. So this could end up being exceptional. Oh, I didn't have my stop set. I lost a shock for no reason. I'm probably gonna lose this game because I didn't have a stop set. I'm extremely likely to lose this game now because I did not have a stop set. I feel like I'm so likely to lose this game now that I almost want to sacrifice my frenzy just to kill that. I can't believe we're gonna lose. This was a probably 1 game that I just completely punted. But just not pressing 1 button. Such a tilt. My own fault, but that doesn't mean it's not a tilt. This full control mode tapping this stuff is a super tilt too. And the game's 100% over now. Just don't have an option. We have to kill it. Probably should have done it a while ago. I think we win this game. Have I just not make that one simple punt? Brick City. And we'll scoop to that since that's an additional 6 damage. We may not have won this game. I feel like I would have won that game had I not punted, but we'd have still had a frenzy in play. I feel like we would have won. We would have had 6 more life, I think. Feels like it would have been an easy win. This hand doesn't beat mirrors. Means we can't play our Steamkin now. Alright, we have to draw Frenzy now. A black version. I feel like this version is typically favored for us, but I mean, obviously we have literal nothing going on, so we've drawn 50% of our draws lands again. Sorry, over 50%. A weird card to be in that style deck. Play it pre-combat, increases our damage. We have nothing. They are ahead in life, ahead in cards, not really far behind on board. Spawn of Mayhem just blows this game out of the water. Tilt. Those 2 aggressive red decks in a row. Sands a keep. Hopefully we'll hit our other white mana at some point. I think I should cut Land Worlds from this deck. Does that sound too blasphemic? Huh. I give him something to kill. Running their lightning strikes and stuff out of their hand doesn't seem awful for us here. Please don't also have a Wizard's Lightning. They also had a Wizard's Lightning. As I play this, pray that it doesn't hit 2 lands. Actually, gonna leave that on top of the library. Because if they don't kill the first one, we win. If they have a shock, this is going to be brutal. Their hand's lining up kind of perfect. We're dropping to 13. And hoping they don't have the answer. Kind of hope they at least have a land here. We really need them to have a land. Because we really need this Lyra not to die on the following turn. Like, I assume our Shalai is going to die. But we desperately need the Lyra not to die. And they don't have a land, which means the Shalai is going to die too. What is the right play, Vin? I think I'm just going to cast Lyra. And hope that one of those cards is an Experimental Frenzy. Lightning Strike, Shock, Wizard's Lightning, Lightning Strike, Shock. Those 3 cards all smash us. Alright. Now two Lightning Strikes are on the table. If we get out of this turn alive, we win. Sorry. If we get out of this turn with our Lyra alive, we win. But they're hovering the Lyra, so the Lyra's dead and we lose. That's a tilt. That's a large tilt. Couldn't just play the Voice of Plenty though, because there was too much of a chance that I was taking way too much damage. I guess we play this now. If they have a haste creature, we die. Everything else we're fine versus. They're obviously going to finish off the Voice of Plenty here. Just fine. It's whatever. That doesn't change anything. We drop to 2. Cast this, go back to 6, and hope that they brick 1 turn. Just need them to brick 1 turn to get back into this game. That's not bricking. Guess I'm supposed to get the angel. Alright, they brick this turn, we win. Just draw a land or an experimental frenzy. Or a bad creature. A good creature would be Chain Whirler, any other creature would be a bad creature. Well, they didn't brick. So this is probably a shock. No, definitely going to take the 4 life points of cushion here. Nice. Nice. Feels good. That was a close game. I really don't think we need the Llanowar Elves. I think we can build a better mana base if we don't put the Llanowar Elves in. Because I have more green sources in the deck than I want right now, and less white sources than I want. And it's all because of the Llanowar Elves. Yep, we go first. That's unfortunate. We'll put the power, as much power as we can on the table. Just in case it's a Bant Fog, we want the game to be over on turn 5 potentially. If it's not Bant Fog, and we just get swept up by a Clarion or whatever, it's just part of the game. I'm not going to play around it. We can't beat sweepers anyway. Still unclear whether they're Deafening Clarion or whether they're one of those other decks. That's unfortunate. Sky Tether. The hell's a Sky Tether? Defender and loses flying. That's kind of cool. Do we just play like they don't have it? Yeah, I'm down to play it just like they don't have it. Oh, they have Essence Scatter? That's not a card that's been cast on me very recently. I'm more worried about Kaio's Wrath. I'm just going to concede if they have a Wrath effect. Our deck cannot beat a Wrath, so there's no reason to try to pretend like it can. At least not pre-board. And these are best of 1 matches. So yeah, he's got Kaio's Wrath. Oh, it's just another Sky Tailor? What the hell? And a Grand Arbiter. Well, I just lose then. Guess I'll pump that up. If they have absolutely nothing, maybe we still can. That was kind of weird. Four attackers? Don't care if they have settle. Because when you play around Settle, you just play into Cleansing Nova and Kai's Wraths anyway. I don't want that Druid, so I'm definitely casting this. Yeah, I considered that briefly too. Like, maybe just having this card would have won the game. But they were already up to 5 over there, so I was pretty terrified of that. I'm still just terrified of them casting Kai's Wrath. Like, they're sandbagging cards, they're not using counter spells, they're not playing things. Just feels like our stuff's dying at some point here. Vivian would be a quality draw. Just gonna do some damage. Again, I value my creatures very, very low. Start pumping angels? Not. One of us doesn't understand what this does. You can only... I can't attack with this. I have to gain life to be able to... I have to gain 5 life to be able to do this. So they're going to bounce this. But we can at least kill the Teferi. Maybe we'll draw a Vivian Reed. Or an Ixalan's Binding. No worries. Like I said, one of us didn't. It could have very well been me. Alright, so... we're definitely going to kill that. This takes 6 mana, right? So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're mana shy. We'll give up one of our things here. Then we're going to turn our angel back online. But our angel couldn't attack this turn because this just killed it. Could have arguably made a 4 power thing too, just to try to force the block. Yeah. Looks like I chose poorly. So we're going to bounce the angel, and I'm going to have to send both in again. The exact top of our card needs to be a Binding or a Vivian Reed to feel really good about this next turn. But if not, we're just chump attacking one of our things again. And casting a irrelevant card at this point in the game. We have Good Angel and the Good Angel coming the next 2 turns, though, assuming the 2 cards in their hand are bad. But considering they're missing Lana drops, I'm going to assume one of them is a minimum counter spell, and I don't know what the other one is. It's probably like another Warden or something. And we can't win now. If both cards are dead, we could chump with this, and then if they brick, find an answer to this, but it's just not realistic. We're basically dead now. Whatever it is, I wish they would speed up. We have 40-some minutes to play, and we've got to win 6 more games than we lose, so I wish they would just speed up. Sad thing is, this would have been an easy win with a red deck. Like, I don't think they could ever beat us if we were playing red. Well, they didn't have a counterspell. No, that's definitely the types of cards that would be in a sideboard, but you can't have them in best of 1 because they're too bad versus too many other decks. Like, those cards, for example, would be, they have the counterspell, so we lose. They drew it that turn. They didn't have it last turn because they didn't get priority when we cast the, they got no priority when we cast the Resplendent Angel, so they didn't have the counterspell, but now they do. But in best of one, you just can't afford to have cards like that in your deck. It's bad versus Fog. It's bad versus the aggressive decks. Obviously, it would shine in a match like this. Just cast a counterspell so we can concede. We know you have it. Okay, I guess they could have had to negate the entire time. It wouldn't have gave them priority. Alright, let's just go back to the red deck. Finish out the day. If nothing else, it gives us the most amount of matches played. There's something in my eye too, which sucks. That means it's going to slow down gameplay. Sounds fine. Won't beat a mirror, but this hand could beat like that blue deck we just played. Can't imagine any blue deck in the format needing an Evolving Wilds. It's a little wild to me. Yeah, well, they have a moment of craving, for sure, based on the pause. And it comes down now, do we draw our land or not? We drew a land, so we get to continue playing. That's not good for us. The card is really bad in this format too, but we have nothing aggressive going on, so it's obviously insane right now. They have 25 life and Eldest Reborn. Yeah, we have lost this game as well. With the exception of like maybe we can draw an Experimental Frenzy. I guess we technically did, but we can't really even play it. It's the third time now that we've drawn the Frenzy Wizard's Lightning hand, which is the worst two cards in the deck that you can hit off of Light Up the Stage. So the fact that we hit two of them really sucks. Thinking about not playing the Experimental Frenzy, I feel like it's just going to get counterspelled. I don't want to waste our entire turn on one spell. But I also don't think it's particularly likely that we can win with the motley crew of things we have. So there's 17 life. We somehow have to beat a Search for Azcanta, a Goblin Chain Whirler, and a Dawn of Hope, and 2 cards. Feels impossible. And they have a counter spell. Or a removal spell, one. It's a counter spell. Or, sorry, removal spell. I misspoke. Don't know why it's pausing here. I was trying to let them play Dawn of Hope, but... Search for Azcanta flips next turn. We drew more land than them, by the way. We did draw more cards than them this game, but only by 2, and they probably have 4 plus more lands than us. So that's a little unfortunate. Yeah, you know, we can barely get over the finish line, but it's just the fastest game as possible, and our opponent's just sitting here wasting time. Like, they're just playing really slow. There's about 42 minutes left in the season, so if we don't resolve an experimental frenzy pretty soon, we're going to scoop. But I only have 3 copies in my deck, and one's already in our sideboard. I'm just going to scoop this game. I'll try 2 other versions of this. Let's try this a game. See how hard it is to get the 4 mana when there's only 20 in our deck. We want the frenzy every game though, so. Alright. This hand's not good. Hey, Lisa Knight, do you play Arena? A mirror. I don't think we can beat a mirror without drawing one of those frenzies. Maybe they won't kill our Pyromancer. Wow. Okay, never mind. Alright, well, I guess I made a play mistake. I shouldn't have played my land. Yeah. I'm passing turn here. Because if they let us deal damage with that, I assume that's because they're going to get greedy and try to Chain Whirler. And I don't want 1 Chain Whirler to kill 2 Pyromancers. They're way ahead. Look how many more cards they have than us. Assuming they're going to Wizard's Lightning our Pyromancer. Shock. It's the same thing. It's slightly weird timing, but that's okay. First person that plays a frenzy wins. Four in our hand or deck now. So that means they drew a light up the stage. Hopefully theirs will be as bad as ours. Theirs was not as bad as ours. Theirs was significantly better than ours. But one thing that I keep stressing in the mirrors is about who draws less lands. And as you can see, we've drawn multiple more lands than them. Even though they've saw more cards than us. So they have more cards than us, they have enough lands to play all their spells, and they have more life than us. I wouldn't say it's too many lands. Like, we only drew 6 in 15. It's just in this particular match when we're playing basically identical decks, the land counts really matter. you can basically assume that we're at 5 life right now. Or sorry, I don't know why I said 5. 6 to 7 life. We have drawn a third of our lands and a fourth of our deck, though. Which is a pretty big number. Still think it's who draws Frenzy. If they hit one more land, give or take, we've got a good chance. That's not a land. That's the second best draw on their deck in this spot. And they drew another non-land. Kinda kept hoping they would use the Fanatical Firebrand, but they never did. They're going to use it now. We're at a low enough life now that if we get Frenzy, we might not be able to win. I think they have another creature. Maybe a Pyromancer. Hit a land pocket, opponent. Hit like 2 lands in a row, please. That's not 2 lands in a row, that's them winning the game. Because they definitely have a 3-point burn spell in their hand, I think. Not a 3-point burn spell? Alright, well, we have options here. I think I'm just attacking with both. They have so many draws that kill us no matter what that I'm not going to play around them drawing a Shock or another Pyromancer or something. I'm just going to... I feel like they have to brick, so we want to give them the least amount of turns possible. And this potentially makes it that they only get 1 draw step. Now, obviously, we left ourselves dead to another Chain Whirler. We left ourselves dead to another Shock. We left ourselves dead to another Pyromancer. But if they get multiple draw steps, we're probably dead no matter what. Being at 3 life, so it feels like giving them 1 draw step is just the best chance. And they could block anyway, right? So maybe they'll brick and hit a land. Or nope, they'll hit a Lava Runner, and our attack looks pretty foolish now. But I still think it was the correct attack. We weren't going to win playing defense. We didn't get a grace period that game. We just got shot back with the automatic 1 loss. I cannot beat red mirrors to save my life. And when I play the deck that we designed specifically to play versus red, we don't get paired versus red. This hand's the best hand we've had in a while. Hopefully we're paired versus a decent match. So, Learsonet, you never did say, do you play Arena? If so, I can give you a 3-pack for a code. Or a code for a 3-pack, rather. Definitely going to just shock them, I think. Is this more mana to use with our light up the stage? Maybe we'll draw a haste fret. And we did. I think you can use up to 10 of them. No. It's a WotC sponsored code. I'll send you one in your direct messages. I'd already click that. Yeah, WotC was kind enough to give me a big bunch of things. Oh, well, they missed their land. And we won on turn 4. And back up to D1. No problem. I wish I could do more. But, I mean, a free pack's a free pack, so let's just enjoy. I guess we'll be happy with that. We now only have 30 minutes. I don't think we actually have enough time to get 7 wins, but maybe if we rattled something off and go like 9-2, we might have enough time. Hey, Dong, you play Arena? I didn't know you played Arena, Dong, but I can throw you one too. Let me know if the codes don't work. Pretty sure I asked you the other night if you played and you said no. Go ahead and cut. Save. Well, there's you one too. Let me know if they don't work. Well, we ran out of removal spells, so we're probably going to lose this match. It's also an argument that I should have just played the Runaway Steamkin that turn, because we had an auto light up the flame trigger for the following turn. Oh, we're so going to block. Definitely going to play this. Notice again that we drew more lands. I think they were on the play, wasn't they? Spear Spear is kind of interesting as a card. Just going to my face? That's an aggressive use of my face. Alright, well, we're going to play you. We're going to play you. We're going to play you. Really far behind. And we don't have much going on. Yeah. We are dead. If they guaranteed have a burn spell in their hand, but if they didn't have a burn spell, we'd have a chance. Maybe it's a frenzy. We'd have a chance if it's a frenzy. No reason to attack. Attacking does nothing. They should obviously use the spear. We need to draw another burn spell, and we need it now. That's not another burn spell. That's just another case of, again, I drew, with my 20 land deck, drew 7 lands that are 3, and we lose. The game's over. I don't really care if they draw a haste fret. Alright. I'll kick you out of pack as well. Whatever. I hit pass. I don't want to save. Hopefully they all work. Let me know if they don't. I didn't see your name. I apologize. It was not an intentional ignoring. It was, I'm not very good at this streaming stuff. So let me kick you one too. I apologize. It was not intentional. It was just me not being very bright. And there's you one as well. Again, let me know if they don't work. Let me scroll up now and see if I missed anything else. No, I don't think I missed anything else. Alright, so we're dead. Opponent drew a 3-point burn spell. You can tell that because they did it in the main phase. Alright, well we got the grace period loss, so at least that loss didn't count. We still need to win like 9 out of our next 11 games. Something like that, if we're going to get there. And we have 25 minutes. I don't even think we can play 11 games in 25 minutes. I think we can play like 7. Hey, Shaolin, thank you very much for the raid. Highly appreciate it. Yeah, didn't have the internet last night, so lost the entire night, but we're trying it today. I have no answer to a wild growth walker, so we just kind of hope that they don't have it. Yeah, looks like it's Bant Nexus. This hand is pretty bad versus Bant as well. You just gotta jam red. Red's the best. Oh, that sucks. What were you playing today and how were you doing? Oh, wow. Okay, so they're not Bant Nexus. Maybe they're just Bant Control. If they're Bant Control, we have a chance. Nice. I need a few more lands myself. Okay, I guess they're Bant Nexus with negates. That's kind of odd. Whatever it is, we're not going to be fast enough if they have anything relevantly good. Yeah, I'm pretty excited for the best of 3 to come. I don't care if they have Settled a Wreckage, because if they have Settled a Wreckage, it makes this Experimental Frenzy so much better. So I'm just sending everything. I'm also not going to play around Cleansing Nova. I'm just going to slam the Chain Whirler. If they are on Bant Nexus, I think we have a very limited amount of time to actually be able to win a game. And I think if I take turns off and don't play our spells, we just lose anyway. Two and 2 and 5 and 1. Not bad. Gutter Bones. Gutter Bones isn't a bad card, at least. It's not an exciting one, but it's not bad. Yeah, I have a list for it. Wait, we got a message over here. Oh, thank you. No problem. You're welcome. I have a list, but it's not particularly good, and I don't think it's updated on Steam Decker. assuming they have the fog now. I normally don't like playing a lands before I play the frenzy, but we're like obviously playing a frenzy here, so. But I changed decks so much that it's too hard to update. Though that's kind of weird that the bottom link's not working for me. They're probably dead. JK, they're not dead. We're probably dead. I don't even know if I've ever posted this red deck on there. I am not playing the fields. I tried them because I think they're really good in exactly the mirror, but they didn't feel good enough. We have to just be dead at this point. I tried Flame of Keld as well, but it didn't feel strong enough. There's enough Mortifies and stuff in the format that it wasn't doing enough for me. If they brick this turn, we've got a chance, but the odds of them bricking this turn aren't particularly high. Like, they're very likely to have a Nexus here, or a Revitalize or something. They don't have a kill condition, though, so we can't concede, and this is just eating our time away. We only had 25 more minutes to play, and this match has already taken 5 of that. Risk Factor's been kind of bad for me. I played 3 of them for a while, but like it does nothing when you're ahead. It does nothing when you're behind. It does nothing when you're behind. It's only good when you're ahead or even. And I don't like cards that are like that high variance. No problem. Thank you. So as long as they don't have a Nexus in these next 2 cards, we have a pretty good shot, or a way to redraw into a Nexus. That's a way to redraw into a Nexus. I wonder if I should have left a Fanatical Firebrand back. Well, they drew a lot of cards this turn. They still need some very specific things to be able to win. To keep drawing a Nexus every turn. This is the first turn that they've actually drawn a lot of cards. So the fact that they played 3 Nexuses feels pretty lucky in general. Whatever it is, though, I just wish they'd take their turns faster. Yeah, it's because Nexus isn't a playable deck right now. Like, we had a pretty bad draw and still almost beat him without being able to interact at all. And if he wasn't playing Dawn of Hope, which isn't a real card, I don't think, like, they would have lost. That's the 4th Nexus in a row. I kind of want to concede. If I see one more Nexus, I will concede, I think. Actually, we're just going to concede. We don't have time to wait on them. We now have 18 minutes. We basically have to go 7-0 now. I think we can play 7 games in 18 minutes. Sounds fine. Can't change our deck or anything at this point, though. We just have to hope it's good enough. And a lot of these plays over these next 7 games aren't going to be well thought out. It's just going to be slamming the keyboard and hoping. We don't have time to like really ponder over plays. Just got to play what seems automatic, and in hindsight, decide whether we failed or not and be sad or not. Can't beat a Kai's Wrath this game. That's actually pretty sweet. The big problem with that is it's going to depend on how they do the ladder system. I have a feeling that the best of one ladder and the best of three ladder are all going to be the same ladder, which is going to make that feel fairly heinous. Because you'll actually get punished for playing best of three then. They took the lava runner as opposed to the light up the stage here. Oh, I guess they have a negate for the light up the stage then? It's a good thing we drew a second and their negate matters none. Drawing the old best possible. We'll go ahead and throw this out too before they have a chance to absorb it. Puts this lethal damage on the table, so they have to deal with the table, and absorb by itself isn't enough. And we have a lightning strike. So if they can deal with the table, we can at least put them at 2. Or if we draw land, we can just play the better card, which is the Frenzy. Vraska's Contempt puts them at 7. We can only get 6 in. So this is a actual decision. So I'll play the Frenzy. They can't deal with the Frenzy and the creatures both in really. So it feels like they have to make a choice. Hey, Lars. With hidden rules? I don't know what you mean when you say hidden rules. Pretty happy we played the Frenzy now. What are the hidden rules? They need to kill the creatures and the Frenzy again. That's fair. And that's it. We got there. Alright, I think we have enough time to play the other games. We're down to 13 minutes. That game took a lot longer than I thought it would. I don't think we've got enough time. They won't be. They won't be. I'll go ahead and say they won't be. I wish we hadn't lost the entire last night. I think we would have got it if we just had the entire last night. But like Basis said, it probably just trickles down then. I see a Temple Garden. I'm just going to assume that they're on Bant Fog. So I'm just going to start throwing shocks at them. We're going to lose the game if they're playing anything else of this type of hand anyway. We're not very likely to win this game regardless. We definitely have the wrong end of the cards for beating this type of deck. Unless I draw something good, I'm just slamming Frenzy next turn as well and ignoring the Fanatical Firebrand. Because we have the 12-minute time crunch, so. Should have attacked first, because now if they have Frilled Mystic, they get a free block. But like I said, I was trying to play as fast as I can because of the 12 minutes. I mean, it's just a ladder system similar to Hearthstone. I mean, I don't know how the formulas actually works, but that's really weird to me. I would have guessed that damage meant nothing, but maybe I'm wrong. I know Zapgate was #1 when I went to bed last night. He's playing Bant Nexus, but unfortunately my internet wasn't working. You can, but it's kind of like a ladder system, like an ELO system. Other people's rankings can go up even when you're not playing. I don't think I should bother to play that. Whatever. I assume they have another Frilled Mystic. Guess I can only attack with these two then? Settle the Wreckage. It's not a card you see played very often right now. Alright, well, we lost, friends. We can officially now no longer get to Mythic this season. Our opponent's just definitely taking too long, too. We're taking one last draw step for a Frenzy. I don't know why I'm bothering to do that. It's mainly so I can just ignore my phases. They can tuck this card, so like we're dead anyway. We know the next card we draw is irrelevant. Like, that's not a game that I would concede if we wasn't on a time limit. I'd keep playing that one out. I would have made better decisions with those last couple spells. But we're literally on an 8-minute time limit now. This hand can't beat anything. It's the second time we've lost to that Frilled Mystic Bant deck. I'm drawing a lot of lands for a 20-land deck. Not good. Maybe I should have kept the one land. The time limit's at the end of the season. The end of the season's at 3:05 Eastern. Oh, get them tomorrow too. Do you need a pack? Have I gave you one already? I don't remember. Whatever. I'll give you another one if I have. Okay, I don't think I have. I don't see your name up here. Yeah, I've not. Check your private messages. You should have one now. Anybody else needs one that I've not given one to, just let me know. I'm not easily going to block here. It makes them pay for life. Yep, I'm from good old Eastern Kentucky. Here we go. Nah, nope. Go ahead and get you one as well. I guess I'm going to kill this. And we have to thank Wizards of the Coast for these pack codes. It was really sweet of them to give us. And there's one for you. Wait. Apparently I clicked the wrong button. There's one for you. New York is kind of northeastern United States. Oh, where in New York? My bad. I thought you were asking a completely different question. Guess I'll kill that too. I'm gonna go ahead and kill it now because of elephants. Actually, gave out a lot more of these codes than I expected. I assumed there wouldn't be enough people watching me to give them all out. Well, I don't want to kill that. If any of these codes don't work, just let me know. Assume they're going to pay to 4 life, but I'm casting Experimental Frenzy next turn. Unless I draw. The only card that I would play over Experimental Frenzy would have been Goblin Chain Whirler. Let's go ahead and copy this code. And Dusty Crevice. No, it says the name's not there. What the hell? It's literally giving me an error every time I try to send you a message. Do you have your private messages turned off? Yeah, like... I've not put free packs in the title, George. I specifically did not put free packs in the title because I didn't want people showing up only for free packs. So many more 2-drops in our deck than... So of course there'll be a land on top of my deck and I'll feel bad. I keep trying it. Maybe it's just a bug from Moto at the moment. Type in chat, it'll be safe. We promise. Okay, it's working now. Sweet. I guess it was just a Twitch bug. Should be in your private messages now. Guess I'm gonna block this one. I don't think I'm a new streamer. I've streamed 572 days in a row. I'm just a bad streamer. I'm certainly not new, though. I'm just really, really bad at it. I don't think we can win from here, but Experimental Frenzy has done crazier things. So that's going to go off next turn. We're not surviving. If I actually get enough stuff to kill this, maybe that's better, but I'd have to do 6 damage to kill that. I'm just going to go to their head and pray. Ooh! We just need a lightning strike now or another wizard's lightning. We got there! Who expected to win this game? The chain whirler on a Keld is ridiculous. I think that's the end of the season, but I'm not sure. Let's see if it'll let us queue up again. Hey, it'll let us queue up again. Well, we're going to keep playing till it stops us from playing. No problem. Let me know if any of those codes don't work. I have alternate ones to try. They should work though, but I'm just copying and pasting, so I don't think I could really mess it up. Yeah, it was 3:05 on my clock too. maybe there's a bug and we'll get to play more. Who knows? I'm pretending like I have a light up the stage and no more mana. They still don't want to shock. I don't believe you, Fridge. But I'll send you another one anyway. Wait, I never even sent you one, Fridge. Well, that could explain that then. I've not sent you one yet. I just forgot. My bad. Yeah, I have never sent you a whisper. Therefore, I can believe it. Wait, I have a chain whirler in my hand. Why am I even considering shocking that? Mainly because I'm not paying attention to the game state. At least we stayed in Diamond 1 before the season ended. You're invisible. But you're a fridge. I don't think there's many fridges that are invisible. I think they have a wizard's lightning in their hand because they hovered my chain whirler. Skewer. Similar concept. They had an answer. No, I probably won't ever set up a Discord. I'm going to have to average more than 10 viewers to set up a Discord. Hey, Reed Duke just went live. You guys should probably go watch him. I'm going to load him on my phone. Oh, there's the Wizard's Lightning. Do have a bunch of people in here today, though. Everybody come to watch me fail at getting diamond, and they just want to know if I'm going to commit ritual suicide or not. I'm not. Hey, that risk factor is going to do a lot of work. I am going to drown my sorrows in a big steaming bowl of chili whenever the rank queues stop. So this is the last match then for us. That's kind of interesting. They'd rather prevent 1 damage and kill the Pyromancer when I assume they're going to risk factor on the following turn. That indicates to me that they have a way to kill the Pyromancer too. Oh, did the new season start already? $20 lands too many. I'll go down to 18 lands. Uh-oh. He's saying we got a chance. Not really. I'll offer you a trade. Before you use a removal spell and do 1,000,000 damage to me next turn. Probably shouldn't have attacked a Pyromancer, but Chain Whirler's such a good card that it felt like it was irrelevant not to. But they're always going to dial you back some. I don't know what their actual formula for how much they're going to dial back is. Well, we're not dead. So we can get lucky and deal 7 damage. We have 7 mana. That's not getting lucky and dealing 7 damage. Alright, well the season's over. Where did we end? I think we're still D1? Yeah, we're still D1. So how far back did we go? Well, that's just a bug. I am certainly not Diamond Tier and Limited. I was only Gold and Limited. Huh. That's weird. Maybe it just counts wherever you're the highest and you only have to grind one or the other. So we can still play ranked. We can play traditional ranked as well. So traditional ranked and ranked are both going to be the exact same queue? Okay. Yeah, that was just a visual bug because we are definitely bronze tier. So diamond goes back to gold as well. So there's no reason to play ranked then. Or traditional. You just get more games in when you play the other. Let's open our packs though. We got the old set packs? And not the new set? Oh, I needed one of those pretty bad. That's kind of weird too. Oh, cool. A mythic, playable mythic, and a land. Playable rare. You're doing really good on these 6 packs. Even if this last pack's irrelevant, we hit 3 good cards out of 6 packs. So that's not too bad. It was in fact irrelevant, but still. I know the traditional is ranked as best of 3, but the point I'm trying to make is ladder systems, at least grinding to mythic, the more games you play, the better with ladders. So you're at a spot where like you get more games if you just play best of 1. When you get, in the top 100 or 200 or whatever random number that you determine, like maybe going to traditional to lower the variance matters, but when you're just going up the actual, gold, platinum, etc., seems like there's no reason not to just play best of 1. Oh wait, you go up 2 steps like that? It's kind of odd. We'll play one traditional game after this. And then we'll call it for today. Well, at least, not necessarily for today, but we'll call it until I've at least had dinner. And then maybe I'll come back. Seems kind of silly to go ahead and use that. I'd rather just play around them casting a big Jade Light Ranger this next turn to brick walls all of our things by leaving the shock held up. They hit 2 lands anyway. So I clearly don't know what I'm doing. I'm going to give up the point of damage here. Maybe we'll draw 2 drop. 2/1 drops is similar. So we're insulated versus another merfolk. We're not insulated versus that. That's a good one. Oh, didn't even want it. That's a bad sign. Alright, I choose you. I don't think I value my creatures at all. My opponent didn't value them, so why should I value them? Womp. I don't use anything because I'm not smart enough. I don't even know how to set up alerts. Hey, Philip, thank you for the follow. I just now saw it because I'm not good. Like I said, not a good streamer. Did draw a bunch of light up the stages though. Just fun. Vivian Reed. Not the happiest about that. Hopefully we'll draw a Lightning Strike or a Wizard's Lightning. Boo! Wanted to really be able to attack that. Now I can't. Should have attacked before I played the Viashino. Probably shouldn't even attack the Vivian. I should probably just save this to kill the Branchwalker. But this game's already over, I think. Feel like we're going to try to get real lucky now and hit something off the Frenzy and then let something off the Frenzy that keeps the Vivian in check and then use the Vivian to lock it down. But because they have a Memorial to Folly, a Wildgrowth Walker in their graveyard, and 2 Merfolks in their hand, I don't think it's going to matter what we do. These green-black decks are just super good versus red. Alright, well. Lightning Strike on top. Not a Lightning Strike, just a land. Alright, we're done. And we didn't get the Grace game. That's kind of weird. Play 1 traditional. We'll play a real deck in traditional. Just cause we want to see how it works and all that. Yes, we'll play first. Hey, thank you, Corruption, for the follow as well. My tool didn't tell me, but I see the email. I'm gonna keep it. The opt makes it good enough for me to keep, I think. But it's still barely good enough. Anything but lands go to the graveyard. Rip. No idea, George. Oh, I guess we'll use this. We ran out of lands, but that's fine. Yeah, this is the SCG one. Do I care about saving a removal spell? Yeah, might as well. What is that, Murph? Because I'm not really sure. I mean, I don't think that's anything that we can ever worry about. Like, I'm not going to say that won't happen, but like people get together and play the Ilmo CSs and things of that anyway, so like, is that really a concern that we can ever have when playing an online video game that's unregulated? What do we got here? 4 creatures. 1, 2, 3, 4. I just don't think that's something that we're able to care about. I could have got the 5th by just discarding the Spell Pierce anyway, but I don't really want to hold up Dive Down, so I think there's too good of a chance they just have a second one of those. And I want to save the Dive Down for a later turn. Yeah, but I mean, it's a concern that we should already have, right? Because, like, 100% people cheat at the Ilmo CS. 100% people cheat on online PPTQs. Like, it's just part of, if we're going to have an online game, there's going to be no way to prevent that. Yeah, but there's not. I don't think it's not really that many matches. As I've watched a lot of people grind for like rank 1 Hearthstone or top 10 Hearthstone or top 15 Hearthstone for points. Like, it's not really a ton of matches. Once you get the Mythic, it's not a lot of matches. Getting the Mythic's a lot of matches, but once you get the Mythic, it's not a lot of matches. I don't really know what their deck is yet, but I'm just going to assume these cards are good. Mainly because I assume they're good versus everything. I didn't see much that I wanted to shock. I didn't see anything to Spell Pierce, though obviously they're going to have some kind of removal spell. Like I'm not saying that it's not going to happen. I'm just saying that it's like anytime you have an online game, that's just going to be part of it. Murph, have you been part of the Hearthstone world at all or whatever? Like, people set on ratings and stuff like that, and you don't play that often. Like go watch Tyler. I think his name is Tyler ODD. He's somebody who routinely like plays for ranked 1 in multiple regions in Hearthstone, and like there's a whole lot of just sitting around and not playing because losing's bad for you as well. Doesn't mean that they'll always stay in the top 8. They can still lose those games. It's not like climbing through gold, platinum, and diamond, where the sheer volume of games will always get you to platinum if you're a relatively good player. Like, it's not the same thing. Like grinding rating or grinding an actual rating is just not the same as that. Are you talking about me or talking about Murph? Because I don't think it will be playing a lot. Like, obviously, playing will matter. But I think it'll be just similar to Hearthstone, personally. Alright. Oh god, no! No, I did it again! I just threw my Petromander away. Trying to F6 through my turn. I do this at least once a day. At least I did it in a game we were likely to lose anyway. It's just kind of like an ELO system. It's like a hidden ELO system, just like how you know how the ranking system works on the one dude who keeps up with it. It's just similar to that. Like for example, last night Zapgate was rank 3, won a match and stayed rank 3 because other people were also grinding. He didn't get enough ELO to jump the second place person. I definitely don't think I want that. I do think I want Disdainful Stroke. I don't know. I'm probably not going to worry about Disdainful Stroke. Just going to run it back. Wait. I put a card in, didn't I? Tried to put my Enigma Drake in. You should be, unless you play and lose. Like, playing and lose still hurts. Like, as soon as he hit rank 1, because he wanted to get rank 1, he stopped playing. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Lars. Like, I think Murph's overrating how much play they are at the high ranks. I think I'm going to dump a Petromander since we don't really have spells. Mortify probably, cast down something. Yeah, I don't think there's a lot of grounding either. Oh no, don't take our lava coil. That was our baby. We're getting pretty close that we can steal a Seraph with an entrancing melodies though, so like losing the lava coil is not the end of the world. Mono black discard stuff. I guess I'm still going to kill that. Way I have Ral next turn if need be. If I miss, if they play a Seraph, I can always hit my land and potentially get a melody. Nothing else, we can Ral and kill this. Yeah, we can Ral and kill that. Oh well, we have a second Ral. Planeswalker, carry us, please. They have, but that's because other people are playing a lot. Like a lot. But it doesn't matter how much jockeying you do back and forth on those days. Keep in mind it's going to come down to waking up on February 28th or whatever and being there like 3 hours before the server goes down and then putting your work in then. Because everybody's going to get, well, not everybody. Everybody reasonably that has a chance is going to be hovering around the top. And it's just going to be who can push it over from there. So I didn't expect these type of cards from their deck at all. And now I'm getting trashed by them. Let's start with this. See if we can draw something that we actually want. The answer was no. Looks like we're about to lose our Ral. Don't want Outer View either. Wouldn't mind the op, but we're low on mana. When we cast one, it'll be hard to cast two. There's the type of card we wanted. Oh wait. I can pay that for 0. Still one of these. If nothing else, we can block the Choop with it. Hopefully we'll draw a dive down. Yep. That's how it is every time in the other ladder. Or how it is in Hearthstone, rather. Block here. And then hope they can't answer this. Gonna play it though. So brick a turn, please. Sweet, they did brick a turn. We also bricked a turn though. So a lot of lands. I think we're on a 21 land deck. They have no attack. Alright. So we can pop that. We can pop that and then we can draw a card. And when we draw a card, we can pop that. I think we can start attacking now then. They do have enough removal spells that I think attacking is reasonable here. We're ahead on the race. And we have a backup Niv and a way to kill their creatures with our Niv. Just target their face. Ooh, Bell Hunt. That's a pretty strong one. Kill that for sure. Opt. So, kill that for sure. Put you on the bottom. Draw a Charter Course. They're at 8, so I guess I'm going to just... Oh, sorry. Target them and then play my chart for the win. This is 3 cards. Yeah, Turbo Fog has a lot of variance in it. So we're back to Gold 1. We only went 1-0 though, so... Or sorry, we went 2-1, so we only went up 1. We just go, yeah, we just went up 1. So for anybody who cares, the Drake deck we played, you can go on the Star City website and look at the top 8. It was the Andrew Jessup, Brad Carpenter list. It's pretty decent. The red deck I played, we've tried a few different changes. This was the last 60 we were on. It's probably what we'll keep playing, though I'm considering going down to 19 lands. 401, 401, 30, 02, 02, 02, 02. Yeah. But anyway, that's 3 hours and 15 minutes, so I'm definitely going to hop off here for now. I'm going to find somebody to host real quick, and then I'm going to go get some food, and I may or may not be back. I have no idea. So who's got under 100 viewers to try to host? Luis Salvatore, he's streaming in Spanish though, so I'm gonna pass on that. Alright, Tan and Grace, it looks like, is who gets the host. Reed's got 1 million viewers. I like to try to host somebody smaller because I'm somebody smaller. But thank you all for coming out and watching. Thank you for the new follows, and we'll probably be back later. Take care, everybody.